Stick around to the end of this video for a great offer from my favorite, absolute favorite company that sells underwear and other stuff, Sheath Underwear. Before we get to that, though, and you should stick around, it's a good time, I want to talk about the hypocrisy of the Republican Party and the failure of media to highlight that which is important. As we get closer to the election, it seems I'm doing more and more stories highlighting the failures of mainstream media, and this is just another one where someone in mainstream media is being harangued, they're being harassed, they're being threatened, and Donald Trump reposts this video, which is a tacit endorsement of the ideas that are shared here, and the larger mainstream media is just failing. I'm going to read reaction from Greg Sargent from the New Republic, which is more of an independent outlet. It's not a Washington Post or a New York Times, and he nails it here. Greg Sargent nails his analysis about this moment. But I want to play this clip that Donald Trump shared on Truth Social of a man harassing Morning Joe Scarborough, former Republican congressman from Florida. Came around during the Contract for America days when Newt Gingrich was Speaker of the House. Stuck around 2 or 3 terms, I think, and then went on to a media career. Largely, I think I'm on board with a lot of his opinions, certainly his analysis of Trump. But let me tell you, even if I disagreed, nobody deserves to be harassed and harangued and threatened with the guy is playing his best caricature version of what someone from the Midwest or my home state of Idaho thinks a New Yorker acts like. With the way he just everything is just way over the top. And Donald Trump apparently was so fond of this harassment that he endorsed it, reposted it on Truth Social. It's a nightmare. We'll talk about it on the other side and hear from Greg Sargent.
I can't wait for Uncle Donnie to win. I can't wait. He'll get rid of all you liberals. Your liberals are gone when he wins. You blowjob liberals are done. Uncle Donnie's going to take this election landslide, cuz. Landslide, you half a blowjob, half landslide. Get the out of here, you scumbag.
Way to just lean right into the stereotype. Dipshit. He'll get rid of all you liberals. You liberals are gone when he wins. You blowjob liberals are done. He'll get rid of liberals. You liberals are gone when he wins. I don't know what a blowjob liberal is, but you liberals are done. Donald Trump agreed with this so much, he reposted it. What does all that mean? He's going to get rid of liberals. If Joe Biden, the other candidate for president of the United States at this current moment, if he tweeted a video of me out there telling some conservative at an airport that when Joe Biden wins, you're done, you're gone, we're going to get rid of you, there would be justified outrage. The media should be reporting on it, and they're not. Remember that moment in 2008 when John McCain encountered a woman at a campaign event at a rally, and she was on stage with him, and he gave her the mic, and she starts talking about Obama being an Arab or a Muslim or something, and he shut it down. Now look, there's a lot to be critical about with John McCain. He was indecent in many ways, but in this moment, he was not. He adhered to a time-honored American ideal of, no, this is just my opponent. He is a good man. We just disagree about things. But Donald Trump ushered in a new era of how to operate within politics. That when he comes into office, I'm gone. I'm a goner. He's going to get rid of us. Remember this moment from that campaign in 2008.
I got to ask you a question. I do not believing I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. He is not. No.
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man, citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you.
What happened to those days? Here's what Greg Sargent from the New Republic had to say. Here's the headline. If you want to find the article, I would advise that you do read this whole article. Trump's ugly, hateful attacks on media suddenly take a dangerous turn. His posting of a video of a man cursing at Joe Scarborough sends a broader message. If elected, he'll use state power to come after countless other Americans. It's not hyperbole at this point. And how many times have I said, stop electing stupid people to high office? And I've said, stop giving Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. We certainly know what he's capable of, but we know, based on what he said, based on what he's promised, based on what his supporters want done, we know what he's going to try to endeavor. Here's what Greg Sargent says. The news here isn't this one man's anger at Scarborough. It's that Trump elevated it. And moments like these require context. This one should be placed alongside Trump's other recent threats, such as his vow that news organizations will be thoroughly scrutinized if he wins, his promise to persecute his vermin-like political foes, and his threat to prosecute a range of enemies without cause. Looked at this way, is it really a leap to suggest that Trump is broadcasting the idea that liberals should feel threatened en masse by a Trump second term? There's another paragraph here, but I kind of want everybody just to sit with that. What are we to think? What are we to believe? Who are we to believe? They've told us time and time again who they are. Why should we not believe them? They've stopped saying, using dog whistles. They've stopped obscuring the quiet part. They just say the quiet part out loud now. Here's the second paragraph, final paragraph. There is a mini cottage industry of punditry that is forever on the lookout for the merest hint of disrespect toward conservative voters, particularly rural and working class white ones. But the fact that the GOP nominee for president approvingly posted a video that declares a large ideological subgroup of Americans done and gone if he is elected, never mind the vile epithets directed at them, appears to have garnered almost no headlines. Few, if any, top-shelf pundits have scowled with disapproval. It should not take punditry. It should not take people doing my job on a wider, more traditional, less independent scale to be doing that. It should take straight news reporting to have an outcry of disapproval and condemnation of this behavior. The Washington Post, the New York Times, they all should be speaking out against this. We all should be speaking out against this. But Donald Trump is promising violence. He will deliver violence. It'll start with elected officials. It'll start there. And then it's going to filter down to the mainstream media that Donald Trump has called the enemy of the people. Then it'll trickle down to people like me, people in my position. And then it'll trickle down to regular citizens, probably at the hands of other regular citizens. People in their homes, people at their jobs. That's it. What do you think? Leave a comment below. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. It's a bummer. It is a bummer topic that we should not have to deal with. But this is the reality that we must face. No real way to transition to the oftentimes funny ads for Sheath underwear, but this is also where we are. So stick around, help support the channel, and check out this offer from Sheath. We are once again faced with a pivotal year. And while we don't have control over everything, we as individuals can affect real change. Am I talking about voting? Sure, of course I am. But I'm also obviously talking about underwear. In a world so rich with options, why would we ever settle for second-rate skivvies? My 2024 pick for Department of the Interior is Sheath underwear. Sheath is the only underwear with a dual pouch system scientifically designed to keep your president separated from his cabinet. If you catch my drift. Come on, man. Invented by a U.S. Army veteran while serving a tour in Iraq, the idea from Sheath arose from discomfort in harsh environments. As a former Marine stationed in that part of the world, I get the inspiration. I wear sheaths every day. They're the only boxers that can agreeably accommodate my tree trunk thighs while also keeping my jewels carefully compartmentalized. While I'm not the only person choosing them, sheaths are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. It's time to democratize your drawers. Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore right now and score 20% off right away. I personally am an airflow mesh guy, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. And once you pick, Sheath will land them on your doorstep near instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. Additionally, your purchase actually does affect positive change. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders, so you're making positive choices for the world too. Upgrade your undergarments. Score 20% off right now when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore. Real change starts with you and your package.